Welcome everyone to Vision Weekend. It's such a delight to see so many familiar and so many new faces here. Who has been to a Vision Weekend before? Raise your hand. Okay, wait, who's new? Raise your hand. That is so many of you. Amazing. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for coming from far and wide. I know that we'll probably have an early morning crew. Those are the ones that are coming from Europe. Who here came from Germany? Within Germany? Okay, wonderful. Who here came from within Europe? Okay, outside of Europe? Okay, so we have a late night crew, the jet lag crew, and we have an early morning crew that can rise and shine. So we do a bit of labor division here. I really want to welcome you to Vision Weekend. Vision Weekends are our annual gatherings where we really try to connect closer across Foresight's technological tracks. You have a whole lot of our fellows, grantees, sponsors, speakers, workshop collaborators, and really wonderful partners here. So thank you so much for coming and taking this trip upon you. It's really a delight to have you all here. I will walk you briefly through a little bit of what we're going to do at Vision Weekend, but I can't start without thanking a few people really very much. So those people are our partners. And so we have a few really wonderful folks that stepped up and partnered with us on this event. And that means that many of you guys are here on highly subsidized tickets. So thank you so much to Sprint. That was fantastic. Animebiome, Ocean, Protocol Labs, and Coordination Network. This wouldn't have been possible without you. Thank you so much for partnering with us on this. You will be hearing from all of them throughout the program, so get excited about that. Heartfelt thank you to all of you. It means a lot. Great. So Vision Weekend is our annual gathering. It's happening here, always in a non-Bay Area location and in the Bay Area. We have another one coming up in the Bay Area in December, and then the next one will be in Puerto Rico, but more about that in the closing. Let's focus on today. So Foresight Institute, which is the organization that I'm running and that is hosting this event, is a nonprofit that was founded in 1986 by Eric Drexler and Christine Peterson. And Eric Drexler, our co-founder, is actually here. Thank you so much for joining, Eric. It's a real delight to have you. Yeah, it's quite wonderful what you set in motion quite some time ago. We're coming up on our 40th anniversary, so thanks for really igniting this field, really. And Foresight Institute focuses on supporting science and technology that is too undervalued, but is focused on ambitious and positive futures. But there's perhaps a little bit too undervalued, too ambitious, too interdisciplinary for legacy funders to support, and so that's where we try to step in. And we have a few different focus tracks, and many of you are in one of them. Some of you are in all of them. It's pretty interdisciplinary here. But in a nutshell, we were founded on the vision of molecular nanotechnology, and that was really set out in the book Engines of Creation that Eric wrote a while ago, really at this point. But then in that book already, he laid out this really rich, wonderful future that had a lot of other technologies in the mix as well. And so over the years, we started separate tracks for these technologies. So we still have the molecular nanotechnology track. We have an intelligent cooperation track, so that's secure AI. We have a neurotech track. Here we focus mostly on brain-computer interfaces, whole brain emulations with a hunch to AI safety. We have a longevity biotech track, very big track at Foresight, a space track, and an existential hope track. And the existential hope track is what wraps all these technologies into a vision for a positive future. So it's kind of our North Star and guiding star. And all of these different tracks have a pretty similar programming. So we have fellowships across these tracks. Any of our fellows here, raise your hand. Fellow alumni, you count as well. Okay, that's a very shy hand raise over there, Nicola. Thank you so much to our fellows who are coming. We have prizes across all of these tracks. For example, our Feynman Prize that was awarded to Fraser Stoddard. Only a few years later, he actually received a Nobel Prize for work that he was building up on with the Feynman Prize that we gave quite early on. So we're not bad at spotting talent early on and supporting it. In the neurotech track, we're launching a new prize, an emulation prize of $1 million. I'll share more about that if you want to. Just come find me. And there's various other programs, including our technical workshops. Who here has been to a technical Foresight workshop? Great. So each of these tracks has technical workshops. This is more where we're trying to bring all of the tracks together. So thank you so much for joining this pretty interdisciplinary festival, summit, experiment. You can name it however you want. Really, really appreciate you coming here. All right. So these tracks are kind of like individually all a mouthful. So how in the world are we going to string them together this weekend? So it's likely that most of you, at least, are in one of these tracks and care about one of these areas very deeply, many of you about more than one. And we were thinking at Foresight, how can we kind of zoom out and take a meta look at like how could we advance progress across these fields in a more systematic way? And that's where we came up with the idea of tech trees. Obviously, well, we didn't generate the idea. They were out there really quite some time earlier. But the idea is that we really want to focus this weekend on finding, that will be today, finding paths to progress. And tomorrow, it's all about funding these paths to progress and having better innovation mechanisms to push these fields forward. There's a ton of funders, including Foresight, that are really interested in like helping support new mechanisms for these fields. So I'm really excited to get this going. But yeah, in a nutshell, I think, if you think about how in the world are we going to map paths to progress across technologies, this is actually from one of our 1999 Foresight gatherings where Robin Hanson and Chris Hibbert launched an ideas future, so one of the really early prediction markets that was literally run by people sending checks to offices. And I think that's one approach to actually trying to like map out where could these technologies be going across tracks. But ideally, we want to do a bit more than that. We don't just want to map them, but we actually want to advance them forward. And so that's why we like really focus on on the tech trees at Foresight as a like meta program to like map progress across the fields. Who here has played the game Civ before? Okay, so then you know what tech trees are like. You're basically like mapping the civilizational capabilities or the technological capabilities to move your civilization forward. And then there's various ways that you could use them in real life. Trent, for example, Trent, raise your hand, please, if you're here. There. He wrote this really wonderful Starships and Tokens, basically like an entire roadmap from where we get to here to reshaping the cosmos. And so we got together with Trent, with Protocol Labs, and a few others, and we were like, okay, let's hone in on this idea of tech trees and actually map progress across the fields. And eventually, after a few iterations, this came to within Foresight, thanks to the help of Martin and Coordination Network. They built this fantastic AI tool to basically kind of like pretty much auto-generate tech trees. There's a lot more to it, and feel free to ask Martin or me if you want more info on it, and he'll also be around today, and we'll be giving a presentation tomorrow. But we basically got our hands on this AI-enabled tool by which it's much easier now to actually map these technologies forward. And so the idea is that we really want to kind of like build these tech trees across tracks. We want to connect them. You can fork them eventually, and we want to open them up to crowdsourcing. And there are a few tech trees that are currently in progress. I think there's a few QR codes out there if you actually want to look at one of them. So one of the tech trees, basically, this is for life extension, radical life extension. It starts with these green nodes that are like long-term goals of the field, and then it kind of like escalates outward into removing aging damage, whole body replacement, generate repair pathways, reducing the rate of damage accumulation. And each of the long-term kind of green nodes here also has black nodes. Those are the technologies that we really need to make progress on these long-term goals. And then they escalate outwards into challenges. They are here in orange. Like, what are the open-standing bottlenecks that people need to make progress on in this field? The fun thing is that if you click on any of these nodes, it not only gives you an explanation of this node that is currently slowly loading, but it also lists you the labs and companies working on each of these different technological capabilities. And then the AI part of this is that if you click on a node, like let's say cellular reprogramming, and you really want to know a little bit more about what that field is about, or let's pick this one because it's a green node, you can ask the AI, the chatbot, a question, just like, explain to me how this tech tree pathway of whole body replacement, including other nodes and their relevance to life extension. And it auto generates you an answer. So the idea is that you not only have to kind of like look at this tech tree and get lost in it, but you can like, we have this tool that like walks you through this. Obviously, it's an AI generated tool, but we mapped these trees with a bunch of researchers that actually did interviews with people in the field, did a bunch of research, used a bunch of bottlenecks and roadmaps to complete this. But it's a really fun way, I think, to get an idea of what a field is about. Now, we have other tech trees that are currently in progress. This one is on secure AI, for example, that is currently still being built out. So it has a lot of cryptography, security, and AI applications. We are currently building one on brain-computer interfaces and whole brain emulations as well. And then the idea is that eventually, if everything goes well, you can put the pieces together. And so ideally what you eventually have, you have this kind of Foresight forest where all of our different technologies that we're interested in are kind of like on a map, where if you click on each of the nodes, it escalates outward into their own tech tree that then maps that field entirely. But you can start mapping a little bit like what are we trying to do at Foresight? Why do we care about these technologies? So secure AI is like, pretty much at the base here. If we don't have that, we may not have a great future at all. We might have something like AGI ruin. But if we have like secure AI, and if we actually manage to make progress here, this can escalate outward into various fields of progress in longevity biotech, neurotech, molecular nanotech, space tech. And again, each of these have risk nodes here that we want to avoid. But they also have goal nodes, like life extension, cryonics, and then I mapped a bunch of my favorite sci-fi on there to show you the long-term goals of these fields. And we're going to use them to walk you through the individual technical tracks that you'll be in today. So I'll zoom in on a few of them, but the tech trees are out there. If you're interested in learning more about them, just talk to me. Great, but the idea for this part, at least of the journey, is we want to create like a better path with these tech trees. So who here has read Diamond Age? Okay, so Diamond Age is also called a Young Ladies Illustrated Primer, or it's at least the subtext, and it's basically this AI companion that takes a little girl on a journey around this new world that's enabled by nanotech and other technologies. And we're trying to create this kind of interactive primer that takes you by the hand and actually onboards you to a field, so that new funders, new researchers, new talent entering the field have it easier to actually help make progress. And the idea is that we want to map all of you guys' projects and work onto the tree, so we can build a little bit more of a comprehensive map of what you guys are working on and making it easier for you to find collaborators. So one thing that we're going to do today is mostly finding paths to progress across different fields. Then we also really want to create mechanisms to fund them. And so once you have something like a tech tree, for example, you can start mapping different funding mechanisms to it. And so, for example, in the longevity biotech tree, there's the longevity biotech fellowship. And we use their bottlenecks analysis to actually build that tech tree. And so they're really focused on specific areas in that field. And our Foresight Fellowship is now really integrating with the tech tree too, so that we actually have a North Star to guide our way forward. We have our prizes as well. Prizes are pretty good if you want to make progress, but you want some experimentation of how to get there. We've collaborated on a longevity prize with VitaDAO and a few other orgs. We have launched a Noam Hardy Prize for computer security, and then we're launching the $1 million Lo-Fi emulation prize later this year. And so prizes are a really great mechanism that I want you guys to think about. Think about prizes, not just think about fellowships. You can also think about grants. So if anyone here knows Impetus Grants, they were a fantastic fast grants round that was co-funded by a few people that are also here that were making progress on longevity technology. But you can start mapping other grant programs to that. So we have our AI grants that gives out about 1.5 million per year, mapped now to the secure AI tree. And we're currently in the process of establishing the whole brain emulation fast grants, which will be the fast grants area for that field. If you're interested in learning more about that, talk to Neve over there. That's your girl. We're halfway through the funding round. I think we have 7 million committed, but we're trying to make this a big endowment to actually support research in this pretty burgeoning field, because it's definitely the one that has exploded most over the last year, thanks to the work of Anders, Katalin, and many others in the newer tech track. It's wild. Great. So once you have that, you can have these little blossoms here that you see. And so ideally, we don't just want to map fields, but we really want to create funding mechanisms for these fields tomorrow. That will be the real focus of tomorrow, actually figuring out how can we move these fields forward. Great. Good. So there's the little seedlings here at the tech trees. All right. So to wrap this part of the intro up, I think there's a really beautiful quote from Petrarch, and he lived 1343 CE, and he said, he was a scientist and early futurist, and he said, talking to us in the future, "My fate is to live among varied and confusing storms. But for you, perhaps, if as I hope and wish you will live long after me, there will follow a better age." That's pretty much where we're now. And then equally, not only looking in the past, you can also look in the future. And so this one is a quote from Nick Bostrom's Letter from Utopia, and it's a future being writing back at us, calling us to help bring that future into existence. And they're saying, "We love life here every instant. Every second is so good that it will blow your mind had its amperage not been previously increased. My contemporaries and I bear witness, and we're requesting your aid. Please help us come into existence. Please join us. Whether this tremendous possibility becomes a reality depends on your action." So I think what we're about this weekend is let's fill in the gap, right? We're standing on the shoulders of giants. People have done a ton of work for civilization to get to where we are. We have a beautiful future ahead of us if we do it right. And let's build some paths to progress. That's going to be today. And then tomorrow, let's figure out how to fund these paths and make them, and really advance them in beneficial ways. That is already a mouthful. Now, how are we going to do this? I'm glad you asked. So this is probably the most important slide, which is the slide that all of you guys have on your tables. And we have a lot of different material for you here. But I think the most important one is really the program. Who here has already looked at the program? Okay, so you see it's really rather packed, right? It's definitely the most packed Vision Weekend we've had so far, at least since I've been doing them for the last 7 years. I don't know, Eric, maybe you've had some much more packed programming like 20 years ago. I did see some crazy breakouts once I went into our archives, but here we go. Okay, so this is the program. I really would recommend you hold that Miro board very tightly to your chest throughout this weekend. Any updates that we make to the program will be in here. There's a QR code where you can immediately get to it. But we have 3 different tracks. So first track is the chill track, the connections track, because people really come here to connect. We're not kidding ourselves. So if you just want to connect with other people, schedule one-on-ones through the WhatsApp group, you can just stay in the ballroom for the entire weekend if you want. And we're also going to have community office hours in here. Now, let's go to the main track. Who here knows where the Golden Room is already? Okay, so Golden Room is the main track. You go out immediately on the right, and the Golden Room is right there. It's beautiful. And that's where we're going to have the main keynotes of our speakers here. I'll be running the track, so just follow me after this intro is over. And we're going to go through each of Foresight's kind of like main focus areas. We're going to have path to progress and longevity first, back-to-back, 7-minute presentation, 3-minute Q&A. We're going to really speed run this, so you have a lot of content. Then we're going to immediately start with path to progress in molecular nanotechnology. Then you guys have a lunch break with topical speed dating cards that will be out. Then we're going to do, again, still in the Golden Room here, path to progress in neurotechnology, path to progress in cryptography, security, and AI. You take a break. And then we have path to progress in energy and space and path to progress in existential hope, all happening in the Golden Room, which is on your right here. So just go out. Well, I guess from you guys' perspective, it's on your left, but you know where I'm pointing it. So that's the Golden Room main keynotes, and so we're really trying to get to path to progress, like the intro presentation that I gave. And then, last but not least, we have the participant and conference, and that's happening in the brasserie room. The brasserie room is just straight and to your left, and so that will be run by Lou. Lou, can you show your face over here? And so many of our participants here could actually honestly be speakers. So we always love to do an unconference track where all of you get to sign up to do presentations. And so in that track, we have wonderful presentations happening the entire day as well, back-to-back with lots of time for Q&A, and even a little workshop at the end of it. So pick your poison. We are doing this pretty fast. And you might have to, I guess a German expression, take your feet into your hand and run between tracks to see the ones that you want to see, okay? So this is definitely vote with your feet, but if you do leave a session, please leave it quietly and politely, and please don't talk all too much in front of the rooms for noise pollution reasons. But that's the main track today. Then we're going to have a closing ceremony of day 1, and then we're going to start with demos and live and experiences and a ton of art exhibits here, so you can still have time to hang out. Then we're going to say goodbye to our main general attendance, and then everyone who's here on an all-access pass, partners, speakers, and Foresight Fellows and grantees are invited to the after show that will be happening again here. I'll say more about that later. But today, as you can tell, packed program, all focused on finding paths to progress. Tomorrow is your big day of connections. Tomorrow it's all about actually designing funding mechanisms for progress, and it's much, much more decentralized than today. So today we get all the content in, and tomorrow you have plenty of time to collaborate with each other. So we're going to start with a morning stretch with Victoria, if you're here. Thank you for offering this. And then we're going to have the Funding X session. So that's the session where we're going to hear from many funders of what are their priorities, how do they think about new innovation and funding mechanisms to kind of get your juices flowing. And then after that, you have 2 hours of breakout. So you have to pick one of our technical tracks: longevity, molecular nanotechnology, neurotechnology, secure AI, energy and space, or existential hope. And for 2 hours, you'll be in different working groups, moderated by one of Foresight's team, to actually figure out how to design a funding mechanism for that field that you guys think could be most impactful. Then you're going to present this funding mechanism after lunch to the main group, and the winner gets awarded a 10K development grant to implement this funding mechanism. So we're actually trying to really get the ball rolling to implement some of that stuff. Even the items that may not get the 10K development grant, still point them out to us, because we're interested in really like catching everything and seeing if some of it is interesting for funders here. Cool, we're gonna have a closing ceremony tomorrow, and then we're going to have a piano concert, an optional dressage show. I think there's still a few spots available if you're into that. And then departures. So it's a really, really, really packed weekend. So please take the schedule by the hand. Don't lose sight of it. But it's not the only thing of how you can collaborate. We also have this collaboration doc that's mostly for Sunday, so feel free to disregard it now, but tomorrow you'll be taking notes in your groups to present the funding mechanism. And then you have the WhatsApp group. Who here is already in the WhatsApp group? Okay, if you're in the WhatsApp group, make sure to join all the different channels, because there's 3 of them. Okay, it's not just one general chat. And the other one is about logistics and announcements. And then we have the participant doc. Who here has already filled in the participant document? Cool. If you haven't yet, but you want to, on the QR codes that are lying around, the bottom one under this one basically links to a form where if you fill it out, it auto-populates the participant doc. And so that's where you can find each other to schedule one-on-ones, or do that through the WhatsApp group that is about introductions as well. So plenty of opportunities for you guys to find each other and to collaborate freely. Okay, great. I want to point out a few people from Foresight, just that you know who's who, in case you need to ask any questions. So I'm Alison, duh. We have Lydia over here, who you already met. We have Beatrice here, who is running our Existential Hope program and is our CEO. We have Lou over here, who is doing all kind of like European collaborations. We have Bailey, who's not from Foresight, but it feels like it. She's the event producer. Thanks so much for all of your help. It was an insane lift. Thank you, Bailey. And where's Neve? Neve over there? Great. And do we have Lo and Amy as well? They're probably still checking people in. But lots of Foresighters swearing around, lots of wonderful volunteers. Thank you so much for everything that you did to make this event happen. And we are 2 minutes before the first session starts. So I would say, take your feet into your hand and run with us to the first session. Follow me for the main track, follow Lou for the unconference track. And here we go, Vision Weekend is officially open. Have a blast.